So what is surfer's ear? I mean, in layman's terms, I mean, obviously we all know what our ear is. This is our ear. This is sort of your ear canal. Your eardrum's about here, and then you've got the middle ear space and your eustachian tube that goes down to the back of your throat here. And in here you've got sort of three sort of bones of the ear. Basic representation there, and the cochlea, which gives you the hearing sort of aspect, and the acoustic nerve that takes you off to the brain. The interesting area is sort of in this part of the ear, and especially this sort of bony section of the ear, which was this area here. A lot of cold water and wind sort of flushing into the actual ear canal will actually sort of increase blood flow to this area. And what we actually tend to see is sort of an increase in blood flow, and then sort of a layering down of new bone and an actual narrowing of the actual ear canal. So what we're actually starting to see, if you look down the actual ear canal, is a definite sort of narrowing. What would normally be maybe the width of a pencil starts to narrow down, and then the problems are it can actually sort of start to sort of trap water and debris down round about the eardrum here. Now, in extreme cases, that can actually get a lot worse. So when we actually look down the ear canal, what we should actually be seeing is the eardrum, and you've got a sort of a bone that's actually sort of visible within the actual eardrum, and then sort of a light reflex here. Now that's sort of nice and round and open, obviously very, very simplified. This is the actual sort of eardrum membrane. This is the first bone of the ear. And then you've got a sort of a flaccid part of the membrane up here, and a little reflection of light down here. Now if we actually sort of, although I've drawn it the other way, this is actually sort of a left-handed eardrum, but this is that first bone here, the edge of the eardrum, and this light reflex, and we should be getting that sort of vision. However, when you actually start to get surfer's ear, you tend to get these growths sort of start to come into the side here and actually narrow this section up. And those sort of tend to progress, and you get this sort of quite classic V sort of at the bottom of the ear canal as things sort of start to narrow across. And in the early stages, this is a very similar view. You can see that sort of bone of the ear there at the bottom, and you can see these sort of lumpy sort of bone pieces actually sort of coming in as that sort of tends to narrow up. In more extreme cases, then these growths actually continue. You might actually get some involvement at the top of the canal as well, and the actual hole gets a lot narrower, and that's when you start to sort of trap all debris and rubbish down in this section here. So in an extreme situation, same view, that is classic sort of surfer's ear. So we've got huge growths actually coming here, and then this black sort of little line here is what's left of the actual sort of ear canal. So you can easily say that sand, debris, water and everything's going to get trapped into those sections of the ear. So what happens then? Well, it tends to be sort of a case of surgery. And there's a few routes. You can actually go sort of the drill route, which is tend to be favoured in the UK, and then the American market tending to use sort of the mallet and chisel. Now both you want to prevent at all cases, and of course they're not using sort of a standard DIY tools there, but they will sort of either go in through the rear of the ear to sort of take the ear forwards to actually get access to these bony growths. Or they actually sometimes go actually down through the ear itself and attack it in a different way. Now, I mean, the actual surgery itself is preventable. I mean, with earplugs you can actually sort of prevent it, and so that you don't actually get to this stage. So what do we recommend? Well, we of course recommend our Surfplugs. Surfplugs were developed for surfers, they were developed by surfers, and they're actually sort of all made by audiologists themselves. But they come in a variety of colours, and what we're actually seeing is a complete sort of custom-made earplug for the actual sort of ear itself. These can be customised in any sort of funky sort of graphics and colours, and they've become sort of very popular sort of worldwide. We can also provide vouchers, so if you don't know who your what to buy for your hardened surfer, then they haven't got some Surfplugs, and that's always an option for you. What do you get with your Surfplugs? Well, They come in a little funky pouch. They actually do come corded if you need them to be corded. They will come with little rights and lefts, and they'll also come serial numbered up so that we can actually trace any that may get lost. And if the worst comes to the worst, we do keep a negative on file for 3 years. We keep it on file for 3 years because your ear canal is likely to change shape after about that time. But we keep this on file, and then if you were to lose a set of earplugs, I mean, most people don't lose them. Occasionally people will leave them behind in the car park after a surf or something like that. We've had very few actually lost in use. But if the worst did come to the worst, you can order a single or you can order a new set, and those are ordered at discount rates, and we can get those made fairly quickly and back out to you. This one, for example, is actually sort of fitting mine, and then that's the Surfplugs fairly close up. So you've got the serial numbers on them. They're coded sort of left and right, looked up, and yeah, a very nice sort of product indeed. Okay. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this video, and hope to receive your impressions soon for Surfplugs. Thank you very much.